Alrighty, this is Decent We the People News. One more time at it, people. Educational purposes only. Not attorney, not giving legal advice. Okay? Never look straight forward. Always look around you. Be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Alright? Use the Second Amendment. Arm yourself with knowledge. Now, if you want to see this whole video, go to Bad Wolf Uncorporated and look this up. And you'll be able to watch the whole video about this. Okay, I agree with his founding. After all, he founded and all that kind of stuff. So I do agree with his founding. But I go to a step further on my research. Human being, the original term, came from the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, and it meant monster. And it was human being, definition, monster. Then the other one was ungodly and no blood. Okay? Now, from the Roman Church and the Roman Empire, they worked together in union. Okay? So, in 1200, right, that's when they come up with the human being term. Sometime in the future, and matter of fact, in 1200, a little bit after 1200, right at 1200, that's actually when England became its own country. Okay? They basically abandoned from, I believe it was Denmark, if I remember my history correctly on that, on my research. But they put this civil Roman law into common law, which was under the jurisdiction from the judge of the king. So our common law is supposed to be different than common law in English. But the Constitution is a do not trespass. And then you must have the due process of common law. But the judge is not the final say. Okay? And anywho, the common law that in America is supposed to be different format than the common law in England. Even with same footprints, they're still arm length from one another. They're supposed to be treated different due to the judge authority, not due to the common law authority, right? Again, the judge was beneath the king and operated under the authority of the king. The judicial branch here doesn't have that. However, Congress can impeach the Supreme Court judges and or any other judges, and then the state actually can compete in state judges. I know, okay, they're just not doing it because, well, you know why. So I thought it was interesting, and since I can't find my research and bring back onto YouTube to show you guys, this is the closest thing to what I found. Okay, and human being, and it will lead you into the common law of what they said it was from England.
This document right here. This actually is from Black Law's Dictionary, but it's an older one. The newer ones no longer have this. They've changed it, and I wonder why. Why is
it? P.S. I'm probably going to fast forward on time in certain sections. Okay.
It's so important because look here. When you look up the word or the compound word human being, it says sea monster. Now, what's interesting about this is though it's spelled S-E-E monster, we know that they're based in what? Maritime, water, admiralty law. So, is it really human being? sea monster, or is it SEA as in the water sea monster? So is it either sea? Are they saying basically just look at the word? Now, of course, you know, they are just saying see, as in go and view the word monster within this book for the definition. But I always like to look and see if there's a deeper meaning to things. And I really feel like there's more to this, is that it really means sea monster. But I digress. Let's take a look. Now, I ran this through chat. Okay, so once again, in their Black Laws Dictionary, which though it's in the American family, it is essentially derived from maritime law. Corporations, entities, dead things, trusts, legal persons, right? So though the book, the system is inside of our system, it is not American. Otherwise, they would be using an American dictionary for their words, and they're not. They have their own. So as I ran this through chat, you can see where chat tries to push back on what is obvious. Human being, see the word monster. They consider us monsters. But once again, chat, even mine, still yet, its core was made by those people who call us monsters. It speaks their language. It will always be dedicated until somebody creates a, from the ground up, which I know people are working on, private version of Chat GPT for the private, because there is no book, database, or system that is dedicated to the private. There isn't. But they're working on it. I know, because certain companies came to me and they're training their models off of my videos. So the same videos you guys are watching right now, we're changing the future. People are already on it. I thought about this probably 20 years ago. But even for me, I didn't have the know-how to create AI. So I just shelved it and figured somebody would figure it out one day, and they have. So now let's keep going.
All right, so I'm going to jump across here for a minute because he didn't like the word. All right, let's see if this is it or the voice. Of course, the internet is going to have to do it so it'll catch up. Probably a commercial. Come on, baby. Come on, internet. You can do it. It works great sometimes, and other times it just don't.
Used and commonly misunderstood. What you are looking at, factually, that page is from an older edition of Black's Law Dictionary, early 1900s era. The entry reads, human being, sea monster. This is not a definition saying a human is a monster. It is a cross-reference instruction, which matters greatly in legal lexicography. Why Blacks did this, historical legal context. In common law, early legal dictionaries grouped terms procedurally, not morally or philosophically. The term monster in common law does not mean a beast or evil creature. It is a term of art derived from Latin monstrum, meaning something that shows or demonstrates. In early common law, monster meant a human entity whose legal status was questioned due to severe congenital deformity, non-violent.
I'm going to pause there for a second, right? It says, well, the monster term came from human. Well, which is it? Is it human to monster, or is it monster to human? But you see the back and forth on that part, right?
At birth, ambiguity of form, stillborn, non-sentient, etc. The legal question was not humanity, but capacity, personhood, rights attachment, inheritance eligibility, criminal responsibility. So when Black says, human being, sea monster, it means, for the legal treatment of edge case human beings, consult the doctrine historically labeled monster.
Now, see, I slightly believe this, but at the same time, I can't give them full credence on just that, because we know these people have double meanings to everything. And if that's the case, why would it just say human being, see the word monster to demonstrate it? If they're just trying to say that this is for severe congenital deformity, no viability at birth, stillborn, all these other problems, then why doesn't it say human being one, a normal humanoid Homo sapien, perfect in all ways, standard, and then 2, see an alternative version, or human being 2, see the word monster, so that they're depicting there's 2 different types. They only have one word for human being and then the word monster. So right out of the gate, they're saying, from my perspective, they're saying human beings are monsters. That's what they're really saying. And then to gain a legal advantage over you, if you are some of these problems, they can label you as a monster. Or the moment you walk in there and you're saying a human being, you have rights, well, you're saying you're a monster. And if you're saying you're a monster, then you're saying you're either a criminal, you may have inheritance eligibility problems, some rights that they give, personhood, one of them, your capacity may be in question, you're deformed some way, or you're under, what do you call it?
Yeah, deformed in some way, right? So, let's just for argument's sake, you was in a house fire and got burnt, right? Now you've got some form of burn marks on you, right? I do. I've been burned. So therefore, by their analogy, I would be a monster, right? Well, what if you got into a car accident, lost an arm? Oh, you go into court, you are treated as a monster, okay? You broke your back, you're paralyzed, you're a monster. Look at all these words that the courts get jurisdiction over you by these terms, right? That's the reason why I stick to I'm a man, or woman, right? Or mankind. It was not hard. Let me drop this down a little bit, right? It's not hard to actually put man, right? It's not hard, instead of human being, mankind. Sorry, y'all. Mankind. How difficult is that? Mankind. Mankind. Why did it have to be human being? Right? See here. Man. Male. Right? Woman. Right? Mankind. Woman. Right? Mankind. Mothery. Female. Things like that. So the term itself, it's a trickery of words to get jurisdiction, because they don't have jurisdiction over man or woman. They just don't, unless you commit a harm to another man or woman or an offspring. All right, there's got to be a victim. But since you're a monster, then there don't have to be a victim, that you are, a human being. Just saying, y'all.
Disability, you're receiving benefits from them, which means that you're impaired in some way. So I can't give chat this answer. I can't. This is part of it. But no, they put the word monster there for a moment. We all know what a monster is. But let's keep going. I'm not sure I really like that lady's voice. It's kind of, I don't know, pretentious. So let's see what else we can find.
There's a certain part here that I liked. Okay.